Tuss. All right, here we go. All right, we are live. I am not sure what I'm doing today, honestly. I just want to talk about some crap. Matter of fact, let me actually hold on. That was actually something I want to look into. Where is it? Oh. And metaphor. I never heard that. No, 5. There was something I wanted to look into. I already watched that last night. Oh yeah, I saw that trailer for Sonic 3. That's looking kind of heat. Can't wait. When is that supposed to come out? Hold on, let me see something real quick.
The Sonic movie trailer is finally here! Okay, go!
Sonic, you finally found your family.
Yes!
Hold up.
Look at the boys!
Been easy. But you didn't change who you are in here.
Yeah, in my lungs.
Or your heart.
Or your heart.
Yay, we got the silly humor still here, baby!
Actually, hold on, let me just watch the trailer by itself. I'll watch that on my own time. Sonic movie. Sonic 3 trailer. All right, here we go.
Sonic, you finally found your family.
Try to keep up.
I know it hasn't always been easy. But you didn't change who you are in here.
Yeah, in my lungs.
Or your heart.
Still doesn't quite grasp, you know.
There's been a high-level security breach. And we need Team Sonic's immediate assistance.
Shadow's gonna be a whole damn problem.
Anything we've ever encountered.
Shadow's story began a lot like your Sonic. But where you found family and friends, Shadow found only pain and loss.
All right, we got a rogue alien on the loose. How do we find it?
Start with the giant fireball?
I love it. Let's start with a giant fireball.
Let's start with a giant fireball.
He is much more impressive than the hedgehog I fought previously.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
You're a colorful bunch.
We don't want to fight you.
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
No, no!
Yeah. That sound like it'll hurt.
My turn.
Ow.
Can we just talk about this?
Damn, Shadow, why to be so damn disrespectful?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need you-know-who.
This is a bad idea.
When has that ever stopped me?
Doctor,
We have visitors.
this is sad, Robotnik. Even for you.
We need your help.
On one condition. What? Do this!
Let's
Can't rule
do this!
I might as well save it!
Oh, God.
I need room.
But, sir, I don't have the proper materials.
Found some. When we're done, there won't be anything left.
Hey, no cheat code!
What did you do? What I had to. Welcome home, my boy.
It's impossible.
Is it?
It couldn't be.
Couldn't it?
I am.
Are you? In the saggy flesh.
That had to be weird. Jim Carrey said he was retiring from acting, but apparently the Sonic franchise is what keeps bringing him back, and I actually appreciate that. You know, I guess he's only going for a project that he's gonna find, some kind of fun with. And you know what? You gotta respect it. You absolutely have to respect it. He's only going for projects that he personally enjoys doing. So, you know. So, I mean, they're finally getting video game trailers. They're finally getting video game movies right. Okay. I mean, we had Super Mario movie. We had all three Sonics. They're finally getting it right, but then they regressed. Because what was that last one they did recently? Borderlands. Oh my God. That was a complete and utter mess. I mean, the fact they actually thought that was going to work, given, and I mean, me personally, I haven't seen it, but just the trailers themselves kind of turned me off. So I had a feeling it was going to be bad. But it's not, I'm glad they're finally getting it right for once. I mean, because like I said, the trailers themselves were bad. So, and it just turned off any want in me wanting to go see it in any shape, form, or fashion. So, that's just how that is. Let's see, what controversial banned cartoons that were actually made? What are you talking about?
Controversial banned cartoons that were actually made, Part 3. Jungle Jitters was a short, one-reel, 8-minute animated film released by Warner Brothers in 1938. The short film is set in an African village and features black characters with old animation big lips, characters in blackface, and depicts the Africans as cannibals. Pepper in some offensive Asian accents, as well as a white king, and you, my friend, have just witnessed some animated bigotry in the prime of animated bigotry. Partial Terms of Endearment is the 21st and final episode of the 8th season of the animated comedy series Family Guy. In this episode, Lois becomes a surrogate mother for a friend, but the parents are killed in an automobile accident, and Lois and Peter decide to get an abortion. The episode is extremely dark and was banned from airing in the United States among other countries. But what do you guys think? Was this episode too much? Controversial banned cartoons that were actually made, Part 3. Jungle Jitters was a short
that'll do it. My goodness. That's dark. All right. Modding in a minute. Right. Let me see. Let's stay away from the politics. I ain't dealing with that right now. Let me see. Excuse me. All right. It never stood a chance. Oh yeah, I've been hearing Concord's been dying a slow and steady death. Exposed is on what we all feared. Yeah, Star Wars Outlaws ain't doing too well either right now. There was one thing I wanted. Let me see something. I wonder if there's any one bringing up Black Myth, Wukong review. There's a bunch of different reviews here.
As many are now finding out, Black Myth Wukong is one of the biggest games of 2024.
Oh yeah.
This game is described as an action RPG rooted in Chinese mythology. You play as the Destined One and you venture into challenges, take on bosses, and marvels ahead to uncover the obscure truth beneath the veil of a glorious legend from the past. That is the description of the game from the developers at Game Science, a studio that is pretty much relatively unknown. Chinese developers, I think they worked on a couple mobile games in past, but this is their first AAA experience. And a couple of years ago, Black Myth Wukong came onto the national or international spotlight because of a tech demo in which we saw a boss fight. It looked extremely
I remember
impressive,
that
and
was
this is
crazy.
finally the final product. And there's been a lot of controversy surrounding this game, and it really has exposed the
I really
want to
get it, but I just haven't had the money to get it.
One that a lot of people have been
maybe
talking
one day
about.
I'll end up
But
getting
overall, if you actually do check Black Myth Wukong on Metacritic or OpenCritic or any of these aggregators, it's been pretty positive. 82 on Metacritic out of 57 critic reviews. Most of them, again, there's nothing too low, nothing too high. Most of them say it's a pretty darn fun action game with some major performance issues. Again, we'll go to OpenCritic. You can, again, see the same thing. It has
81,
36
71.
reviews, a bunch of 80s. Again, it's 71% of critics recommend the game. And then these are some of the impressions from NoobFeed. Black Myth Wukong is a fantastic game and lives up to its hype. It's an exciting but challenging journey with a distinct setting and approach. GG Recon says Wukong infuses the cultural heritage of China, its rich mythology, and one of its most important pieces of literature with an action RPG structure that's as deep as it's grand in scale. A PC Gamer giving it an 87, saying Wukong blossoms with an eccentric cast of characters and expressive combat, all wrapped up in the rich world of its source material.
Of course.
IGN even giving it a positive review, 8 out of 10, saying despite some frustrating technical issues, Wukong is a great action game with fantastic combat, exciting bosses, tantalizing secrets, and a beautiful world. So this looks like an extremely fun experience, and on Steam it is absolutely blowing up right now. Almost 1.5 million players, and I think this showcases the powerhouse that this game is in China. Game Science, a Chinese developer, and I do think if you look at the coverage in terms of maybe the United States, Europe, and really every other country outside of China, there hasn't been a lot of coverage from games media, at least until recent memory, and I just don't think anybody was expecting this type of response. But it goes to show that inside of China, people were extremely excited about this game, and I'd be really interested to see the breakdown, because I do think that we're seeing a lot of gamers across the world extremely excited for the game, but maybe 1.5 million is insane. Again, we have also seen that it is breaking records. That's my point with this, bringing this up. Hours after release, Wukong is a huge hit on Steam. And yeah, to put that in perspective, as you can see,
overwhelmingly positive
it
reviews
debuted
on it.
with over 1 million players. That was the excitement. That was the years of anticipation. 1 million players at launch. This has 1.5 million. It's actually, I think, moved into the top 5. It's in front of, yeah, it's right close to Counter-Strike 2. Counter-Strike 2 had 1.8 million, its all-time peak. Wukong already has 1.5, and it could be rising at the time of recording this video. It just goes to show that people are extremely excited about this game. Now, it is also worth mentioning that this game has been mired in controversy for a while. The specific IGN report that came about Game Science back in November of 2023 has been ridiculed by a lot of individuals, as it makes a couple of points that even myself, I take massive issues with this reporting. How Black Myth Wukong developers' history of that is complicating its journey to the West, which is the source material that it's based on. And the report, the big thing, I talked about this in a couple of news videos in the past, but IGN spoke to several women familiar with gaming culture in China. In the eyes of many female players, Game Science has a notable negative reputation. This isn't reporting, this is anecdotal stuff, and I take issue with also a lot of the translations of some of the stuff that they point out about as an example that Game Science is sexist. There's so many problems with this report, and a lot of people have been pointing attention at this, saying that this is horrible reporting. And the problem with this is the fact that IGN, whenever they have anything related to Black Myth Wukong, they link to this report, and other outlets do the same, and it paints an image about this developer, which a lot of individuals on the internet obviously have taken issue with, even some Chinese gamers and some Chinese female gamers. And specifically, we had this article just recently. Chinese gamer refutes IGN's accusations against Black Myth Wukong developer Game Science, but condemns developers' statements as unprofessional. And that's what they pretty much said, that the developers acted a little foolish, but also, again, there was just mistranslations about some of the stuff that the developers said, and it created a horrendous image about Game Science and the game that they were working on. And yes, that does impact sales. Maybe a little less so, because I don't think the Chinese gaming audience
IGN one day
cares
they're gonna
about
mess around. They're gonna get themselves sued.
But in the West, that is something that does impact a lot of developers, and we see that in the works. That's something.
I swear, one of these days, IGN gonna get themselves sued, man. They're gonna piss somebody off so damn bad to the point where they're just gonna get sued because they're starting crap that they don't need to be starting. Okay, these so-called news articles, and they insist on putting out these terrible reviews on a lot of games. It's ridiculous.
Something that is creatively impacted. Whenever one developer says something about X game, they look to that criticism and they try to rectify that in future products, which is also why we end up in this landscape in which everything is so politically correct. Now look, Black Myth Wukong is not without its concerns or issues. I talked about the technical problems that a lot of reviewers have run into, and there was also the fact that a lot of reviewers did not get PlayStation 5 codes. This is something that happened with Cyberpunk 2077 all those years ago, and we all know what CD Projekt Red at that time were trying to hide. I don't think it's necessarily on this scale, but again, there are issues with the PlayStation 5 that a lot of these outlets have been bringing up, and I think that is a correct criticism to bring up in a review. But then we get into the actual nonsense. This is the main point of this video. It's this Screen Rant review, which is Black Myth Wukong, the Souls-like action hype train is a little off rails. And yeah, this is the lowest review for the game right now, and I take massive issue with the characterization or what they concentrate on this review. And it's specifically, they talk about the pros. They give the game 3 out of 5 stars, so a 6 out of 10. Combat is fluid and fun. Cinematography can be breathtaking at times. Great diversity in items and mechanics. All that sounds great. And then they talk about game performance is unpolished. Obviously, that's a valid criticism.
Goes without saying.
Lacking in inclusivity and diversity of a game about Chinese mythology. That is rather baffling, in my opinion.
Which is dumb. Oh my god! Because I saw this on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. It's Twitter to me. And I saw this on there, and it baffles me that they went there with it, considering the fact that it's, you know, Chinese mythology, you know? Chinese mythology. So, and it was made from a Chinese studio. So you think they would know their own mythology. And so it just feels like they're, once again, it's Cyberpunk 2077 all over again with the Voodoo Boys. It's Assassin's Creed Shadows again with Yasuke. Apparently, the rest of us, because I'm sure some white neckbeard guy. Apparently, we're too stupid to be offended ourselves, so they have to be offended for us because we're too stupid to be offended for ourselves. But it just doesn't make any sense to me.
And then gameplay becomes repetitive over time, another major criticism. And then as we go further into this review, this is the proper explanation that they have for raising this as a critique. Largely lacks inclusion and representation. And they say, while many analysis and reviews of Wukong remain focused on gameplay, which crazy concept that a game concentrates on gameplay in a review, you know, the actual contents of a game. That's, I guess it's not expected in reviews nowadays. Then they bring up, it's important to mention the controversy surrounding the game studio. Of course, we got to bring that stuff up, of course. And the reports of misogyny, sexist from the developers. Playing as a female gamer allowed me to notice issues surrounding inclusion and representation.
Great, even worse.
As far as chapters 1 and 2, while characters are clearly fictitious and fantastical creatures,
Yeah.
there were no female or feminine NPCs, enemies, or bosses present.
It's Chinese.
It really is baffling, the criticisms that games media comes up in their coverage, because this is just truly insane reaching, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The only exception, if you can call it a female, is the boss named Mother of Stones in Chapter 2, which is nothing more than a still glowing rock with no abilities being guarded by other enemies. It continues. The lack of diversity and inclusivity resonates with those type of comments reported to have been made by the developers, which expressed disdain for women playing their games. Although Black Myth Wukong does have truly enjoyable moments, the underlying feeling that women aren't welcome in this world felt present throughout my...
Okay, so I retort my previous statement. It was a woman who reviewed this one. And of course, she is a feminist, and because this game is based off of Chinese mythology, and because not every other character is female, they have a problem with it. Okay.
My gameplay experience, and I guess their conclusion to that is because there's not a lot of females within this adaptation from an actual piece of Chinese mythology source material. Again, it truly sounds like a massive reach, in my opinion. It is worth noting that the game is based on the novel, again, Journey to the West, which does consist of a few important female characters. To not include any woman or only include a few in an adaptation means for a modern audience is quite disconcerting. And again, this is also in the lens of a Western journalist on an Eastern area that doesn't have the same politics, same beliefs as us, which I do think that is something that needs to be factored into this discussion. But the issue with this is I don't even think they've played the full game. They just talk about them playing chapters 1 and 2. And within the actual trailers and gameplay, we do see that there are female characters that are within this. Yeah. So I do wonder how much of this they even played before coming to this specific conclusion and, making it a major criticism within their own review. While this doesn't take away from the exhilaration and fun of boss fights themselves, women fans of Souls-like games may have a different perspective, especially given that, according to reports, the developer also suggested that women aren't capable of enjoying or being skilled at these type of games. And again, some of this is just blasphemous. The developer Game Science has, I don't think that there's any proof that they
never
actually
said
that women aren't skilled enough or enjoy these type of games. But one thing that has become abundantly clear with this review is that raising this criticism of representation and inclusivity in a game that you're playing as a fucking monkey is, one, ridiculous, and two, it raises issues with the rest of this review, in which all these other criticisms, it kind of feels like it's all being said in bad faith. We did see other articles. This is some other very interesting things that the developers behind Game Science have done. This was something that I thought was fake at first, but Black Myth Wukong influencers asked to leave politics, COVID, and feminist propaganda out of coverage. This is a document that the game's marketing team has been circulating online. It wasn't sent to actual journalists or any people that reviewed the game, but it was sent to some streamers. This is something that was confirmed by a couple of different outlets. The document sent to influencers and streamers by Hero Games, the marketing team for Wukong's developer and publisher Game Science, and it mentions these include things that they don't want being talked about: insulting other influencers or players, that's a common thing; using offensive language or humor, again, very common; using trigger words like quarantine, isolation, or
okay, that's kind of reaching just a little bit.
China game industry policies, opinions, news, etc., which that is rather interesting. I do think that the criticism of the Chinese government is something that they don't want to have talked about in these reviews. But I also do think that the other stuff about, female propaganda, I do think that is more striking to the coverage that has been surrounding this game. And I do think that they just want the coverage to be focused on the game and not about the studio and some of the controversy surrounding them.
And that's exactly what there seems to be
a lot of divisive opinions about the coverage, specifically around the studio, and whether, like, the IGN report we talked about earlier is a valid criticism, as there's been a lot of gamers that have called out that, saying that there's mistranslations and there's issues with IGN's conclusions that they're making based off of clear jokes, and even some Chinese female gamers have called out that coverage. And also, again, IGN putting in their articles saying that they talked to some Chinese gamers, female gamers, and said that that is their overall perspective, the entire country, over 1 billion players. I just find that a little bit, it's ludicrous in my opinion. And yeah, there is definitely some of these outlets such as The Gamer trying to take down this game. I find it absolutely ridiculous. I don't really understand the reasoning of this. Black Myth Wukong's PR strategy of silence has failed. And I don't think it has failed. It's been massively successful. People are mostly just talking about the game. Obviously, there has been some attention to this, maybe, you know, to the Twitter sphere, but nobody else, to those 1.5 million players on Steam right now, they don't care about any of this. They just want to play a fun game. And from all the reviews, it does seem to be a fun gameplay experience, which is what most people care about in their games. And look, the review process, what we have seen from the gaming industry, such as these, you know, articles and stuff coming from Screen Rant, which they make something that really isn't about the game a major criticism of reviews. This is a problem, and I think Black Myth Wukong perfectly exposes this as a major problem that is only continuing, and it will not stop with this gaming industry. And I understand some people like to say that maybe most reviews are about the actual game, this is just an outlier, but there is a common theme with all of this. Kingdom Come Deliverance, we had multiple critical reviews, such as this one from Eurogamer, which says history is a double-edged sword. They took issues with the historical accuracy claims by the developers, so much so they brought in their own historian, which I guess tried to dispute Kingdom Come Deliverance and what it was all about. The Witcher 3 is too white. This is a perspective that Polygon and other outlets ran with. I guess they took issue with the Polish culture, which was at the center of this game, and its source material. We saw that also with Wired, with Hogwarts Legacy. They gave the game a 1 out of 10. There is no magic in Hogwarts Legacy. A 1 out of 10. And their explanation for this was pretty much, we don't like J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling didn't have any involvement with the game's development. And if you actually play Hogwarts Legacy, it pretty much goes out of its way to distance itself from J.K. Rowling's point of view. But this reviewer didn't care about that. And they just blatantly lie about the experience and make up stuff. The story is rooted in anti-Semitic tropes. That is not true at all. You play it, you know that's total bullshit. But the problem is these reviewers, there's no consequences for this nonsense. And the more that they perpetuate these perspectives, the more that it gets ingrained in the culture of gaming and just really entertainment in general. And yes, it does impact creatives to cater to their perspectives, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Deadspin, this was another thing that, I mean, if you're looking for a game that was impacted, Spider-Man was, yeah, it was a lot about, you know, Peter Parker working with cops in that experience. I think there was a cop, female cop that we work with. She helps us navigate stuff. And I didn't really notice it as an issue, but a number of outlets such as Deadspin didn't like the fact that we were pretty much being a cop, which feels like it's something that is centered to Peter's identity, you know, stopping criminals. But I guess during this period of time, which was, what, 2018, 2019 at the time that this was published, they didn't like it because of the real world politics that were going on. And look, in future games, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Miles Morales, they went away from that. And I do wonder if, again, this perspective changed that. And I think there are some interviews that indicate that. Cyberpunk 2077, again, there was a lot of controversy with trans characters before the release. And again, this was something that was brought up.
And then, of course, they also that thing with the Voodoo Boys. One particular review writer was making a big stick about how Haitian culture was depicted in the game and this, that, and the other. But the funny thing is, the thing that really pushes my thing about how they feel as though we're too stupid to be offended for ourselves, so they have to be offended for us, is the fact that when they were showcasing that section of the game, when they were doing their press run and whatnot, there were like Haitian people there watching the what's the name, and they loved it. They loved it. They thought it was awesome. They were hyped. They couldn't wait for the game to come out. But then, you know, it was that one article where the dude just really hammered in that whole well, it's offensive to Haitian culture. Apparently not. There was a bunch of Haitians there and they loved it. So what, they're too stupid to be offended for themselves? Is that what it is? I mean, come on now. You gotta stay in your lane is what I'm saying. Stay in your lane. If it doesn't pertain to anything personal to you, keep your mouth shut. Okay? We don't need you being offended for us. If something offends us, we'll let you know.
Reviews, and it was total nonsense if you actually played the experience. Slant Magazine with Red Dead Redemption 2, they were upset with the social consciousness of the game. I guess they wanted the current day politics to be put in 1899. It makes no sense, but again, another thing that impacted the overall score of the game. The Division 2, this was a actual review coming from Variety for the game. By design or not, the Division 2 is political, and they go off about Tucker Carlson and guns pretty much. Then comes that wave of Tucker Carlson. Carlson's hyper-conservative news shows treats white men as victims, said gun laws represent class warfare on the day of that, and treats ours positively as well.
What the hell does that have to do with the damn game?
Blah, blah, blah. Carlson rants appear to have inadvertently birthed the world of Division. That makes absolutely no sense. There is nothing that connects.
What does that have to? Oh my God, I swear, man. Some people don't need a platform. They really don't. They do not need a platform in any shape, form, or fashion, because it just I think some of these publications need to start vetting their people. And if you sense that they have some kind of agenda that they're trying to push, then don't hire them. If they're not going to be unbiased, don't hire them. Just don't do it to yourself, because they're going to mess you up, and it'll only look bad on you as a publication who's doing these type of reviews and whatnot. If they have a personal agenda that they're trying to push, don't hire them. And especially if they're unwilling to put that personal agenda aside and just be unbiased. Focus on what you're talking about. Whatever your personal views are about what's happening in real life, leave it alone. Throw it away. But it's just, oh my God, I can't with some people nowadays.
Tucker Carlson with the Division 2, and it's truly insane that they come to this conclusion and make this the opening of their review of a game. Far Cry was the same thing. This was from Polygon. Far Cry 5 doesn't want to offend anyone, so will end up annoying everyone. And this review specifically is upset that the game, because it's set in Montana, doesn't take on right-wing America and Trump pretty much. And then we infamously have the PS5 review from Kotaku, in which they were upset that we're having more white male presidents with Joe Biden or Trump as the options. That is something that they put in their review of the PlayStation 5.
Oh my God, hold on. So in a review for the PlayStation 5, okay, look, hold on. As I'm writing this, it looks very likely that Joe Biden will be our next president, but it's clear that the worst people aren't going away just because a new old white man is sitting behind the resolute desk. Well, at least not this old white man. Our government's fundamentally broken in a way that necessitates radical change rather than incremental electoralism. What in the ass does that have to do with the PS5? If I were the editor of this publication, I would have fired them for this, because clearly they cannot stay on topic. Oh my God. I can't with people nowadays, man.
So I need you to understand what's happening with Black Myth Wukong right now with that Screen Rant review, which is absolutely baffling and ridiculous. It is a trend of the AAA games industry, and I think a lot of people are just sick and tired of this nonsense, but yet it has only continued. There needs to be an understanding that reviews like this and the others I brought up create an image about the games industry, that it's failing gamers with being ancient in terms of its consciousness of these modern times, and that is a complete fabrication and lie, one that has only continued and one that has caused developers such as Insomniac to think Spider-Man being friendly with cops is actually bad. It's also why so many games have chosen to...
Okay. Now, in regards to that, that should be how cops should be in reality, in real life. Cops should be protecting and serving, okay? If anything, the world of Spider-Man just shows is an example of what cops should be. So what? You expecting them to even in the game to be a bunch of douchebags? To be just abusing people just for the hell of it? No, they depicted it in a perfect world. That's how cops should be, and that's how they want to be in the game. Okay, it's not like Spider-Man is seeing somebody like. It's not like Spider-Man is seeing a cop beat up an innocent bystander, and he's just sitting back and letting it happen. No, it's the cops are doing what they're supposed to do. They're chasing down criminals. They're going after criminals. This, that, and the other. Now I will admit, in Miles Morales, the cops were a little douchey, but only to Miles. Okay. Not necessarily to citizens, but mainly to Miles because they see him as some punk kid, biting off of what Spider-Man's doing. So that makes sense to an extent. But it just, I don't know. It just, for folks to, because like I said, it'd be different if in the Spider-Man game, the cops was just randomly just beating up random citizens just because they're having a bad day, like some cops do nowadays in public, where they'll just target somebody and they'll just start, attacking them for no damn reason. That would be different, but that's not what they're doing in Spider-Man. They're chasing down criminals. They're going after the drug bust, this, that, and the other. When there's a shootout going on, the cops are there. They show up. They're doing what cops are supposed to be doing, protecting and serving the community. Okay. But of course they don't pay attention to that. They don't see that. So it's a problem for them, apparently. And it's just ridiculous.
To take a more politically correct path with the story and characters it's crafting, landing in a hotbed of controversy as many gamers are finally revolting against this. So Black Myth Wukong is far from perfect, and there are things to criticize, but what Screen Rant chose to critique is exactly what is wrong with modern games industry coverage that is in fact largely to blame for the current landscape we are now dealing with. Anyway, what do you make of Black Myth Wukong? Are you planning to check it out? Have you already? Let me know down in the comment section below, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video.
I swear, it severely makes my nuts itch when I see stuff like that, when I see coverage like that, and where they ignore what they're reviewing because they have an agenda to push out. Okay. They have to make some kind of point. They got to create some kind of controversy so that they can seem like the good guy in it, and it just come off as them just being dicks. Honestly, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, now I haven't had the pleasure of playing Black Myth Wukong. I didn't have the money to get it, so that was just something I wasn't able to get a hold of. But if I were to try to play it, I would focus on the game itself and not on the nonsense surrounding it. Okay? And not only that, the simple fact that they're making a big stink about, inclusivity and diversity, they're clearly not understanding the assignment. Okay? This is a game based in the past. This is based on a story that was written in the past. Okay? Things weren't inclusive or diverse back then. And not only that, but it's folklore. The core of the game is centered around a monkey man kicking ass. That's what it's based around. So I don't understand these people's. They feel like everything has to line up with modern sensibilities, and that's ridiculous. Okay? Especially when pertaining to history. that everything has to line up with how things are now. And that's just not the case. And not only that, but this is a different culture who made this, okay? It'd be different if it was like Ubisoft who made it, or Insomniac, or even From Software, who was Japanese based. It'd be different if it was any of them, but no, this was a Chinese company who made this game based off of their own folklore, their own mythology. So I'm not understanding the problem here at all. Okay? I think they would know their own folklore, their own mythology. You know? And if there's certain characters that weren't in it, then guess what? They're not going to be in this. Okay? And this person who did that particular review, Screen Rant, did not play much of the game. It's very evident. Okay? They only played about the first 2 chapters. So they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot, making themselves look stupid by going on this feministic rant, basically. But anywho, there's not really much else to really watch on here. I swear YouTube has gotten kind of sad as of late. It's mainly because creators can't make the stuff they want to create anymore. These dudes make a big stink about every little thing. So let me see. Oh no. I've been watching a crap ton of what ifs as of late. But anywho. You know what? Let's just go ahead and pig in the mud really. I'll have to look into that later. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing any politics on here. So let me go ahead and wait, they're going to do that storyline? Hold up.
Well, Marvel fans, you might have noticed a trend with Marvel Studios recently, and that is the trend of bringing back old actors and old characters. Robert Downey Jr. is returning as Doctor Doom in the MCU, Vision is returning in his own series, and of course Ultron is returning in the Vision series as well. But that is not all. After the original report that Ultron was returning from the Hollywood Reporter, Deadline also came out with an article of their own talking about Ultron's return, and they stated that they also heard there is a possibility for Wanda Maximoff, Elizabeth Olsen, to appear in the show. And now it seems like this is becoming more and more real. However, Elizabeth Olsen might be returning, but maybe not as Wanda Maximoff. There are some insiders hinting that Elizabeth Olsen will return, but she's not going to be the Scarlet Witch. And if everything pans out the way that I think it's going to pan out, I think there will be a lot of fans who really enjoy what they're about to do. And no, she is not going to come back as a variant of the Scarlet Witch or Wanda. And no, it's not going to be like Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr., the same actor playing 2 different characters, Chris Evans playing the Human Torch and of course Captain America, and Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man and now Doom. She will be playing a different character, but it's not exactly the same. But there are some hints that she could actually be playing the wife of Vision that he creates in the series Virginia. Now, right away, this might kind of make some people mad, but I do believe there's a really great way to do this that actually makes a ton of sense and will ultimately lead to the return of the real Wanda, the real Scarlet Witch, to the MCU. And it sounds like we might actually get with the Vision series kind of a mirror of the WandaVision series, except with less magic. In the WandaVision series, Wanda created a family for herself using magic. Well, in the Vision series, it looks like he's going to create a family for himself, except he'll be using technology instead. The insider Alex Perez from the Cosmic Circus has dropped a few hints that Elizabeth Olsen could actually be playing the wife of Vision, Virginia Vision, and comicbookmovie.com has stated that they have heard that this might be the plan as well, and clearly Deadline has heard something about Elizabeth Olsen returning. I'm sure they just assumed it was for Wanda / the Scarlet Witch, but it looks like that might not be the case, and here's why it makes sense. In the comics, Vision does create his family, his wife Virginia, son Vin, and daughter Viv. But here's the deal. In the comics, Vision uses the brainwaves of Wanda to create Virginia. And that specification right there could be how Elizabeth Olsen returns to the series not as Wanda or the Scarlet Witch, but as Virginia Vision. And it makes sense considering what happened at the end of WandaVision, when the real Vision transferred or awakened all of the memories in White Vision. So he'll have all of the memories that the real Vision, or I should say the original Vision, had with Wanda. So it totally makes sense that in the MCU, when White Vision is going to create his family, he would
I really do hope that they not call him White Vision, because that just sounds weird. I really do. That just sounds White Vision. It sounds a little bit too much like white power. No, let's not do that.
model his wife after the only person he has memory of loving, Wanda. And I actually think that this could be a really brilliant move. Plus, not to mention, it does seem to align with what Marvel Studios is doing right now, going back to old actors and characters. If Elizabeth Olsen returned in the Vision series, that would definitely get people talking, definitely increase the hype, and that is what Marvel Studios is trying to do right now. However, I do believe that the story would make a lot of sense and would set up the Scarlet Witch to return. And I want to believe that they are building it up to where Wanda, Vision, Billy, and Tommy do all eventually become a family. Wanda gets her happy ending, Vision gets his happy ending, and a happy ending for the kids as well. So how do you make it make sense in the story? Well, like I mentioned, Vision does create Virginia via the brainwaves of the Scarlet Witch in the comics. Now, some of you might be asking, well, aren't Wanda and Vision together in the comics? Yes, they are. In fact, they are married, but Vision gets destroyed and then he is rebuilt. And when he is rebuilt, he is basically as he is in the MCU right now. He is white and he has no emotions. And that is basically what is happening in the MCU right now. In fact, the Hollywood Reporter stated that in the series, Vision is going to search for a new purpose in life, and that'll be why he creates his family. It's also been stated several times that this is the third installment of what is supposed to be sort of a trilogy: WandaVision, Agatha All Along, and then the Vision series. WandaVision introduced what the family could actually be, and it also really did resurrect Vision. He is going to have all of the memories of the original Vision, or at least he will get them back gradually, which is what we'll probably see in the show. Then Agatha All Along is going to bring back Billy, or Wiccan, and then in the Vision series, it looks like we might get Tommy. The reason we believe this is because Joe Locke's character in the Agatha All Along series is simply titled Teen, and now it's been reported that there's going to be another character titled Teen in the Vision series, and it's going to be Vision's son. So these two characters titled Teen, we do believe are going to be Billy and Tommy, Wanda and Vision's kids. They'll be reincarnated in the MCU, which does happen in the comics. How will it happen in the MCU? That is unclear right now. People have been throwing the name Mephisto out there because he is heavily involved with the creation of Wanda's children in the comics, but we won't jump on that just yet. So
they were screwing Mephisto all throughout WandaVision. They've been screaming Mephisto that entire time. So let's not jump to any conclusion until we get some stone cold evidence first, okay, people? Please.
So Marvel's plans seem to be to bring the Scarlet Witch back in a way that is linked to Vision creating his synthezoid wife, Virginia. So again, he has the memories that the old Vision had. He has the memory of loving Wanda. So when he creates a wife, a synthezoid wife, it makes complete sense that he would model that wife, that synthezoid, after Wanda, looks included. And that's how Elizabeth Olsen can return. However, we all know she's not going to remain this character in the MCU. And of course, everybody wants the Scarlet Witch to return. And she will. I firmly believe that. Especially because, like I've mentioned several times already, it seems to be what Marvel Studios is doing right now, bringing back really popular characters. But I do believe that this was their plan the entire time, to eventually get Vision and the Scarlet Witch together and give them their happy ending. So eventually I do believe that Virginia is going to die, sadly. That actually happens in the comics. And sadly, his son dies as well, but I think they might reverse that in the MCU and make it to where his synthezoid daughter dies. That way, the boy is left, and that boy could go on to be Tommy, aka Speed. So ultimately, I think the synthezoid Wanda is going to die. Vision's synthezoid daughter will die, but he'll also still have his son, and he'll also seek a real companion, and that might make him to seek out the actual Wanda, especially as he dives more into his memories, more into his feelings, becomes emotional once again. And if Wanda's children really are indeed being reincarnated into these real children, Billy and Tommy, Wiccan and Speed, then I have no doubt that she's going to sense this and go actively seek them. She was already willing to kill and go to different universes to be with her two kids. It seems pretty simple that if she finds out Vision is alive and is basically the same Vision that she knew before, and she can sense her children, makes total sense that she would go find them. And to top this off, comicbookmovie.com stated that it stands to reason that Vision plans to resurrect his father, which is, of course, Ultron. And this does make a lot of sense if Vision is truly seeking out a real family, parents included. Now, he only really has one parent, Ultron, but you could argue that Tony Stark and Bruce Banner also did create him. Also, Thor charged up the body enough for him to be born with the Mind Stone intact. But out of all of those people, it obviously makes sense that he might try to reboot Ultron. And this could be how he returns. Vision actually brings him back himself in search for a father, but also in turn creates a villain. However, like I mentioned, he probably doesn't have all of his regular emotions and memories intact, so he probably doesn't recall exactly how big of a threat Ultron was. I mean, he wanted to wipe out all of humanity from existence. Once Vision realizes that, I'm sure that's when we'll get the confrontation between the two of them, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ultron is actually responsible for killing Vision's synthezoid daughter. But either way, there are clearly really big plans at play here for the Vision series. And again, it's supposed to wrap up this trilogy that is one Vision,
this
Agatha
is gonna be
all
weird.
along, and then the Vision series. So it's gonna be big. And Marvel really is onto something here. You might say that it's cheap or desperate, but it is working regardless of what anybody deems to call it. The hype is real for Ultron's return. The hype is real for the Scarlet Witch to return, even if it's just Elizabeth Olsen playing a synthezoid. It's all working. The hype is real. Now, will they hit it with everything, with Robert Downey Jr., with Vision Quest, with Agatha all along? We're gonna have to wait and see on that. But in the meantime, please drop your thoughts about this all in the comments down below. And please don't forget to like.
Okay. So, what we got? Nothing, anything new? No, nothing new. Wait. No, I'm not gonna look at that right now. All right, so let's see. What's it for official Haley character? I haven't really gotten into First Ascendant all that much. I'm not sure I really want to either. I mean, I got it downloaded, but I haven't really fired it up in God knows how long, so I don't think I'm going to anytime soon. Anywho. So let me go ahead. Nice. And I'm going to switch.
Track before, but
You manage. Okay. Okay. Let's minimize that. Okay, let me change this. Move. I think I was actually playing some of the what's the names last night. The the sanctuary runs last night a little bit, so I think I'll do that again now. Okay, so let me fire that up. Okay. I'll minimize that. Okay. Let me switch this. There we go. That's better. Okay, so um should I bring oh yeah, I've been actually been doing a couple of things with a couple of my warframes here. Oh, I don't know why I'm building Nyx. I just felt a need to build her. So I don't know why. But we're gonna go ahead and get into I've been doing something interesting with Harrow here. I gave him Phantom Eyes. I gave this to him and also to what was the other one? And also I also gave it to Oberon, my Oberon Prime. I gave it to him as well. Now, of course, it comes with the caveat that I can't revive allies with it, but I can still chew on a enemy's armor, so I guess that works. And that combined with the condemn just kind of helps because it holds them in place. Wait a minute. Oh, wait. I know what the problem is. Wait. Okay, so I got 2 more weapon slots. Good. All right. I just remembered something. I have the audio for the game turned down. Crank it back up. It's kind of low right now. There we go. Okay. Yeah, these sanctuary onslaughts. I've been doing those as of late. So I'm gonna keep going with those. Last night I was having some issues though, because it wasn't like staying online. Ah, come on. See, it was doing that. And of course, I don't have my phone with me. This is. I don't have my phone on me.
This is a stress test. Destroy all specimens as quickly as possible. In this chaos, the true nature of these creatures will be revealed.
There we go. There he goes. All right, let's get in here.
For the Lotus.
All right, where are these bums at? Okay, someone's glitching out. Okay. Oh, great. What gaming? Okay, this game is glitching out. Why? Got it.
Any of y'all see the feeds light up? It's going down, kids.
I wasn't even trying to get that. Chip. Oh. Is this thing gonna open up or what? All right. I've entered it. Alright, where are these bums at? My goodness. Show yourself. Gotta reload just in case. Alright. Oh, damn it. Ow. Come up. Little balcony scene. I didn't have that, I don't think.
A data conduit is open. Go now. Do not weep for these creatures. They are immortal. They can and have faced 1 billion deaths. You, however, do not enjoy the protections of synthesis. For you, failure has real-life consequences.
Come here. Go to sleep. There we go. Anyone else? I have to renew it just in case. Hey, dude. You good? Okay.
That was a close one.
Goodbye. Okay, we found all of it. About to leave.
A new data conduit is open. Our experiment moves to a new zone.
All right. What's up, bums? Go, go, go. Where did... Down here. Goodbye. Damn it. Okay, there's a Jade Light Eximus around here somewhere. Got it. Two for the price of one. There we go. What the? Knock that crap off. A6 Radiant Relic. You can get relics like straight Radiant on here.
I have opened a new data conduit. Proceed immediately.
Alright.
Ease your mind, Hunter. There is no conclusive evidence these data immortals possess memory persistence. They should retain no recollection of what you have done to them.
Yeah, sure. That puts my mind at ease. But there you are. There you are. Okay, there's a Jade Light Eximus around here somewhere. You probably killed him already. Gotcha. Them things always hide. Boss. Already dead. Okay, never mind. All right, moving on. Oh, infested. Yeah, figures. Hard. Oh God, I hate this area. It's too closed in. Not much in regards to maneuverability here. Where is... We took out each other's Jade and Eximus. Let me back up a little bit. Ugh. A Bratton Vandal Barrel. I always do a bullet jump through those.
A fever pitch. You create fascinating readings, Hunter. Do not stop now.
Attack us, and we'll counter.
Now we have infested. Make sure I get us some energy. See if we can't use items here. Okay, what's this Jade Light idiot at? It's two of them. Come on. Yeah, none of that, please. Thank you. All right, you're done. What? Nope. 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 I didn't get anything on that? That's ridiculous. Oh, you little whore. Come here. Go to sleep. Oh, you guys are trying to knock me off. Come here. Go to sleep, please. Thank you. Right. Sucks to be all of y'all right now. Oh, hell. M5 relic.
A new data conduit is open. Our experiment moves to a new zone. This experiment will fail if your efficiency drops further. Hunter, you are running out of time. Enter the data conduit. Hunter, the sanctuary will go on without you.
Okay. A Bratton Vandal barrel. I didn't know the Bratton came in a Vandal version. I'll have to look into that later. Let me see. M5 gives me Grendel Prime and Gauss Prime items. P9 gives me Hildren Prime items and Protea Prime items. This one gives me Baruch and Wisp items. This one gives me Gauss Prime items. And a couple of prime weapon items. Heldren and Foreman. And this one gives me Hildren and Masseter. Okay. I can actually use that to farm. And these ruts are already radiant, so I didn't even got to worry about, getting them radiating it up. Play the Lotus Eaters today.
Operator, Ordis has determined the secrets to happiness. A combination of heightened dopamine levels and a terrible memory.
I mean, he's not lying. Like dopamine levels and a terrible memory. Oh, they made. Oh, so you can actually replay it now. Took this sweet time with it. You're able to replay this one too. This one you can't though. There was no need for them to do this. There was zero need for them to do Lotus Eaters because all it was you following around a cat. That's all it was. They could have saved this for when Warframe 1999 came out. There was no need for them to release this now. I mean, there's not even like a mission or, there's not even a mission tied to it. It's just you following around a damn cat. And yes, I'm still mad about it because it felt like I wasted time. Okay, so what could I be doing right now? Hmm. Okay, hold on. I don't remember giving him a what's the name? Oh, the reference ephemera. Okay. Yeah, but that should only be on his footsteps, not on his back and neck, right? Whatever. Anyway.
Ready to kick bottom.
Okay, come on. All right.
Don't forget the reactant. You need more to open that relic.
Oh, at least we're able to use our what's names here. I just start building up my necromech and my arc wings and my and my railjack. I need like 2 more. There's crap ton of them all over the place.
That's it. You opened the relic. Finish your mission and we'll take a look inside.
All right, yeah, crackheads, where y'all at? There you are. Is that a reason why Loki went AFK on us? Yeah, enjoy that tree, my dude. Hold still. Okay, where? Oh, crap. Nope. Yeah, none of that. Oh, crap. Jade light.
This would be an excellent place to deploy it. Those oculists are scanning for targets.
Where they at? There they are. Hey, y'all took off without me, you bums. Get back here.
variant is onto you. Look out for trippers.
Yeah, freaking figures.
The longer you hold out, the deeper I can search. But okay to leave. Extraction is ready.
All right, what we got? Bronco Prime Barrel. I already got that. Got it.
These manifestations, they aren't from the neural century. Destroy them. They are drawing from
What
your
the hell? I can't move.
immunity to your attacks. Try something different. The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Yeah, you got it. Use it. Mom, where are you? You're nothing this way. Oh, it wore out. Back to the bow. All right, come on, you nitwits. Get in here if you want it. And I know you want it. Goodbye. Dude, where are you going? Oh, damn. Oh, spark. Well, this is the one I'm streaming.
The Grenier and Corvus came here in search of treasure, but only found
It's just gonna keep calling if I don't.
They are trespassers here. You are not.
Hello. I'm at home. I didn't have my phone with me at the time. No, I was in the bathroom. Actually, I want to keep the chairs. Yeah. I like sitting in them. Well, yeah, when I was outside, but now I got them in here.
In the void risked the unfathomable.
Yes.
We fear we are seeing the consequences of our risk now. Destroy these blood-stained enemies.
All right. Okay. Well, they're gonna be here before I leave. 'Cause I work today. Are they gonna be here before I leave? Because I work today.
Oculists, if they scan
Oh, okay.
sentient fighters won't be far.
Well, they're gonna be outside anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. 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 All right. All right. I'll let them know. Yeah. I'll let them know.
The sentient has detected you. Fighters incoming.
My goodness. Okay. That worked. Too old person-y. All right. A link for what? Oh, okay. I'll check it out. Yeah.
Find you a house. They were saying $300 to $400 a month.
That's well within my wheelhouse right there.
That's beyond the wheelhouse. Your wheelhouse, you can go up to 6. But I don't want you to just be relying on that 3. You know. So
Yeah.
don't just look at houses for 300 and 400. Look at them up to 6.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing.
That's all.
Yeah.
That will Sunday have her house. She's scared, and she don't want to lose out on that money that she gets.
Yeah. And not only that, but she's using me as security.
Yeah.
Because she wants to make sure nobody comes in here and start taking stuff out the house.
Yeah. They're picking out clean.
Yeah.
A lady that I know met here in Charleston. She goes to Roslyn's church. I met her before, Danielle.
Mm-hmm.
She moved out of her house. She's in this building now. And they went over there and cleaned out stole TVs, stole pipes, just cleaned it out. And her aunt's house next door.
Second they see somebody's not there, they'll come in there and they'll strip it clean.
Oh, yeah, they will. And she can play to I mean, but whatever. You have to go. You can't stay there. You gotta get out of here by October. So check out that website I sent you.
All right.
They're hood homes. And you need to get in touch with
Beckley Housing about that application I put in. Yeah. If they pick me up early enough, I might have them drop me off over there so I can ask in person.
And then you walk over to Appalachia.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's not far, so yeah. All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Love you.
Love you. Hey, where the rest of them at?
It's as if the Void wants us to find this.
Yeah, I can't pick anything because I wasn't able to get my thing selected.
Tenno, the Void has summoned a new presence and it craves our life support. Destroy its manifestations.
Guess they're ready to go, huh? Yeah, they're ready to go. All right, fine. Let's go.
Collected enough reactant to open your relic. Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Okay. Shade systems. Okay. I might actually be able to build me a shade. "94 void traces, 5 intact sentient cores." I wonder how many of those I actually got now. I have to look into that. Okay. All right, let's see. Let me see something. Can I build this shit, or do I still need some stuff? Yeah. I still need the cerebellum and the carapace. Okay. What can I do now? Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Let's do it again.
Otis finds it odd that humans only get a few years to live, yet spend most of that time
doing everything wrong,
learning how to live.
Oh. All right, let's see how this works. There we go. I was wondering if I was going to get somebody in this one. If I can get those neuroptics for Gorilla Prime, I can get her built. So come on, drop for me. You know you want to.
The Orican Neural Sentry is attempting to purge you from this place. Stand by for life support. You found a fissure. Look out for reactant. Tenno, if you have a necromech, this would be an excellent place to deploy it.
My God, why y'all in such a hurry?
Use that reactant to open a relic. Don't forget the reactant. You need more to open that relic.
Okay, like someone's glitching. All right, let me see ducks.
Today.
Oh, great. So get ready for him. Sucks to be y'all. Still don't have all of my reactant. Okay, they're being stingy with the reacting again. There we go.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside. Oculists, if they scan you, sentient fighters won't be far behind. They know you're here. Prepare for sentient fighters.
Give my gun back.
The longer you hold out, the deeper I can search. But if you need to leave, extraction is ready.
All right, come on, Garuda Neuroptic, come on. Damn it. No.
These manifestations must not be allowed a foothold on Lua. Life support is at risk. Destroy them.
Weren't that many this time. Oh, we're getting swarmed by them. All right, where are you bums at? Show yourselves. Goodbye. Goodbye. Come on, go down. I'm trying to hang you like that, but okay. Ow. Come here. I will take it that. Okay, they're being stingy again. Give me 6. 4 more. Why are we so spread out? Stay in one spot and lock it down.
Sentient scouts. If they detect you, fighters will soon attack.
Okay, what the hell? Why aren't they dropping? Because too spread out, that's why. We're not gonna get him.
Sentient has detected you. Fighters incoming.
Don't worry. I'll take very good care of Varuna. I have just the spot in the kennel for her.
The queens have sought out warframes before. Vor sought to present them with yours. We cannot let the worm have Varuna.
None of us got enough. Let's try this again.
Void signatures, but outside the corrupted. They are draining your life support, and fast. Eliminate them quickly.
Thank you. Goodbye. This was not a very successful run. I think it's just because we were just way too spread out. What the hell am I?
Another job well executed.
That's what that was. Yeah, I think it's because we were just way too spread out.
Will these help you?
Elusive Retribution. Every attack Baruch eludes increases melee attack speed and melee critical chance by 5% up to 6 stacks. Stacks last 6 seconds.
An honor.
Charge is conserved when switching between forms. Scarab Shell Augment. When Inaros takes fatal damage, he consumes Scarab Shell to heal with a brief vulnerability that ends with a deadly slash. Okay, Limbo. I don't use Limbo. Inaros. Harrow. What we got for Harrow? With 100% of the effects of penance and attacking chained enemies. Throwable Augment. Allies in range take 50% less damage while channeling Throwable and grant 1.0 additional energy charge whenever damaged. Okay. Wukong. It would seem appropriate to use Wukong right about now. Tend to perform a slam attack, suspending enemies in the air within 20 meters for 25 energy. Okay. Impact and puncture. Let me think.
More advancement imminent. I require more data.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, that's weird. They get the Chamber of the Lotus scene with. Okay. Hun Hao. Enemy of some stuff I want to see then. Alright, let me see. Do I have a format to build? That will be a no. That's a no. Just the aura forma. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna end it here. I gotta get ready for work. Fortunately. I'll be back on Friday. And we'll go from there. So y'all have a good one.